Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Boys Do Sports. Today, we're going to hit you with our Week 9 starts and sits. So, we are a day behind. We missed yesterday, or today for us. So, Thursday Night Football, we didn't have the starts and sits ready for you just because we had some technical difficulties. But we're going to have you for the rest of the weekend. So, you want to hit us with your Week 9 quarterback start?
Yeah, it's Bo Nix again.
So good.
Yeah, dude, the rushing upside has been ridiculous. He has 4 rushing touchdowns this season already, and he didn't play that well in the first couple of games, but he's been all right. I mean, he had 5 total touchdowns last week or 4 total touchdowns. But either way, it's crazy. The Ravens allow the 3rd most fantasy points per game to quarterbacks, and you got to guess what position of quarterback Bo Nix is as a fantasy quarterback since week 5?
It's got to be up there. He's got to be top 5 with this rushing upside.
He's the QB3 since week 5.
That's
just
crazy.
Behind, I think, Daniels and Lamar. So, yeah, he's
That's insane.
He's averaging 22.2 fantasy points per game since week 5.
Yeah, no, Bo Nix has been insane. I'm really excited for that entire offense. I mean, everybody's kind of just it's all working right now. Sean Payton's got it cooking. The rush game looks great. Bo Nix being able to be mobile is just working for them. The Broncos look like a playoff team right now, and they are in the playoffs as of right now. So
yeah, I know that it's gonna fall apart at some point, and he's gonna throw 4 picks and maybe get benched or something. But we're gonna ride the train while we can.
Yeah, you got to ride until the fucking wheels fall off, man. That's just how it's been with quarterbacks this season, man. So my start at quarterback is it's gonna probably hurt your feelings a little bit. It's gonna be Kirk Cousins. So I think he's primed for just gonna have a great week in Atlanta at home against the Cowboys team. That is just the defense is not looking great. I mean, 2 weeks ago, Jared Goff threw for 300, 3 touchdowns. Lamar didn't have that great of a game. He only had 200 yards and a touchdown. But I really feel like your guys' defense is just gonna get cooked by pocket passers. Derek Carr threw for 2 touchdowns and 250 yards. And I know you guys just got Deron Bland back. I just seen that as news today. But I'm still really, really hopeful in this Falcons team at home on Sunday.
Yeah, no, they're full of offensive firepower. I mean, last week Kyle Pitts scored 2 touchdowns. Drake London somehow didn't score a touchdown, but had a pretty good game. You know, 2 great running backs. Yeah, this offense is
your
good.
Your guys' pass rush is kind of hurting right now.
It's gone, yeah.
Disappeared, but
yeah, I don't know. It'll get better, but Kirk's definitely going to have a good game,
You held Purdy
I'm
in
sure.
check last week. So that was after the Lions beat down. You did hold Purdy somewhat in check, but Purdy is also Brock Purdy. So overrated. We don't have to go into that, but way too good.
Yep.
Whatever.
But my running back start of the week is Tony Pollard. He was my sit of the week last week because he was playing the Lions, which is the toughest team against the run.
And he still had a good week.
Yeah, he put up 94 rushing yards on the Detroit Lions, which is the most by any running back this season. No running back has done that. And, Pollard has been crazy. He has scored 14 or more fantasy points in his 5 out of 7 games this season. And the Patriots allow the 4th most fantasy points per game to running backs.
Yep.
So it's going to be a good week for Pollard, and apparently you agree.
Yeah, so I also had Tony Pollard for pretty much the exact reason of that they went back to him even though they were down 40. They're like, you know what, dude, let's get Pollard involved. And he was still cooking. They were down 40, but they just handed it off, and I respect that. If that's what you're going to do for fantasy, sure. Is it going to show up on the scoreboard? No. But it's going to look good for fantasy, and I love that shit.
It's
Patriots defense does not look great. But
who was their head coach last year?
Vrabel?
Yeah, Vrabel. It's kind of like Mike Vrabel's in the background being the puppet master for the new coaches. He's like, run the ball.
Just run that shit. Sir, we don't have Derrick Henry anymore. Run
the ball.
Shit.
But yeah.
Yeah, dude.
So I'll go ahead and jump into wide receiver start then. Josh Downs. The Vikings allow the most fantasy points per game to wide receivers. And as we all know, Anthony Richardson got benched, which he's been detrimental to this passing game. And Flacco does make the fantasy wide receivers relevant. And even though Downs had a good game last week with Richardson, in the 3 weeks that Flacco played quarterback, Downs averaged 10 targets, 8 catches, and 72 yards per game. And he had 2 touchdowns in those 3 games. So I figure this is a big blow-up game for him.
Yeah, I mean, every time Flacco comes back, you got to look at getting Michael Pittman Jr. back in the lineup. You got to get Downs back in the lineup. It even helps Jonathan Taylor's stock out tremendously,
Yes.
just because they can rely on different facets of the game. Anthony Richardson tapping out in the third quarter, it might have sealed his career as a starter. Like, you just can't do that. You gave up on your team in the middle of a game. Like, that's some Jamarcus Russell shit. Yeah, like, that shit wouldn't even fly in college, let alone the league, man. Good luck finding a starting job somewhere, dude. I've obviously not been the biggest AR-15 lover. I've been pretty anti-AR-15 for fantasy this whole season. But that shit was lame. Like, come on.
As Michael Parsons said, you gotta lie.
Yeah, bro.
You don't say you were
gotta
tired.
Say you're hurt, dude. Say you had to take a shit. Say something
Anything
else, man. Dude, it's insane. So my wide receiver start for this week was going to be Tank Dell, who had a pretty big night tonight. I think he scored like 18, 19 points. Absolutely sweet. But we had to go ahead and pivot here. So I'm gonna go with somebody that not a whole lot of people are starting, but he's picked up in our league and he has started in our league, and we're gonna go with Cedric Tillman. Dude, Tillman, it looks like the leading receiver on this Browns team, with Jameis Winston absolutely slinging the rock right now, threw for 300 and some odd yards, and then 3 touchdowns. Elijah Moore got 12 targets. I think Jerry Jeudy got like 7 catches and 79 yards or some crazy shit. Like, all these receivers are now viable again. So if you can get a hold of them and stash them, I really think Cedric Tillman might go ahead and have another pop-off week, but it is against the Chargers defense, who has been very stingy to opposing wide receivers and quarterbacks. But we'll see how it goes against the Browns, who look fired the fuck up right now.
Yeah, I was betting all them overs this last week on Tillman, and then they smashed.
Easy. I think you had like 50 plus.
Yeah,
that was easy. I think he had that in the first quarter.
Yeah, it was a good game. I had a feeling that was going to happen because I've liked Cedric Tillman since he got drafted last year. He's like, and what made me think about it is he's like that big body receiver like Mike Evans, like when Jameis Winston had that Mike Evans connection. Kind of made me think of that. So I was like, maybe, this is a big wide receiver. And they used Tillman a lot last year. And now that they had Cooper, they had Jeudy, they have Elijah Moore, like Tillman's that 4th guy, I think they traded Amari Cooper so they could see what they have in these younger wide receivers.
Oh, yeah, I mean, they went out and targeted Jerry Jeudy in the offseason. They're like, man, let's just go ahead and make a powerhouse. And then Elijah Moore looked like shit on the Jets. They're going to try and revitalize his career, and they are doing that so far with Winston. I mean, obviously Deshaun Watson looked like dog shit. So
yeah,
I really think now is the golden age of the Browns wide receivers. I think they're just going to go into just 10 catches, 70-plus yards. Every time you start them, they're going to give you 15. It's going to be beautiful for a little bit, man. Yeah, so we just hope for the best against a tough Chargers defense. We'll see how it goes. That might be a bad start, but it also might be a great call. Who knows?
Who knows? My start at tight end is Cade Otton. If you've got him, you're starting him. Since week 3, Otton has averaged 8 targets, 6 catches, and 57 yards per game. And he also has 3 touchdowns in the last 3 weeks. And the Chiefs allow the 2nd most fantasy points per game to tight ends. And Otton is definitely the number 1 pass catcher for the Buccaneers because none of those wide receivers showed anything.
No, yeah, it's just Otton all the way. Otton was just in his bag all weekend, man, and he's just been – Otton was my guy last year a lot. So I was really just hype on him, and then, he came out and started the season cold, and I was like, well, I guess Otton, the hype train on Otton's dead, but it's back. So, even
early season, he was playing 100% of the snaps. He just wasn't getting the targets yet. And then throughout the season, even with Godwin and Evans, he started getting more of those targets, more of those catches. And then now that it's just him and he's still playing 100% of the snaps, it's crazy.
Yeah, well, he's definitely Baker's red zone target now that Mike Evans gone. I mean, shit, last week 10 targets, week before that 10 targets. Yeah, dude, fire him up.
Love it.
Fire him up. Good usage here. Go ahead and hit us with your sit on quarterback.
We got Tua.
Oh my dude, what? We gotta send each other notes, man.
I had CJ Stroud, and that was a good sit, but we didn't know
like
that.
Shit tonight.
Yeah. But Tua, he's playing the Bills. They're the 5th toughest matchup for quarterbacks, and they're very susceptible to the run. Susceptible. I think that's the word for it. They're bad against the run. And this will be another big game for Achane and Mostert, which Mostert only had the touchdowns last week. But I figure they're going to keep ramping up the passing game with Tua, and I think this week will be another little ramp-up week. Another bad game for Tua. I saw a bunch of people started him last week, and it pulled up like 14 points.
Yeah, he was my start last week because he was coming back, and we were all hyped about it. My main reason for sitting him is because if we look back at what happened week 2, he got absolutely fucking hammered. Dude, I actually think that was the week he got hurt, so that does suck. But the Bills looked like they figured him out. James Cook ran for 400 yards that game. I think that was a wild game. The Bills were underdogs. It was weird. We both took Bills money line at like plus 120. We're like, why the fuck are the Bills underdogs? But yeah, it was an absolute fucking smoke show. I think it'll be the same thing this go around. I really don't believe in this Dolphins team at all right now. Week 2 against Miami, 31-10. So not good looks.
Yep, that's when Tua got hurt.
Yeah. And Skylar Thompson came in, yeah.
But, so my start or sit at running back is Tank Bigsby. The Eagles allow the 5th lowest fantasy points per game to running backs, and Bigsby is not used in the passing game. Do you have a guess of how many catches he has in his 8 games this season?
Probably 2.
3. It's 3.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
3 catches in 8 games. And with Etienne possibly coming back, and this game's probably going to get out of hand for the Jaguars, you get pretty far behind, I would avoid Bigsby this week completely.
Yeah, I think Bigsby, he pissed me off last week. We needed 1 touchdown for a $900 parlay. Dude, absolutely. They were on the 1-yard line. Couldn't stuff it in. Bigsby only had like 40 yards on the day. Kind of maybe not. Maybe he had more than that, but I just remember him not scoring.
Either way, he didn't get a touchdown on the 1-yard line.
Absolutely sucked. But my sit is going to be a guy that I hyped up just a second ago. It's going to be Javonte Williams. I am really nervous that the Broncos are not going to be able to hang with the Ravens. Yes, they are a solid squad, and they are a sound squad. The Ravens are on another level, man. They're going to absolutely pounce the Broncos. They're coming off a loss against a bad Browns team. I don't know how that happened, but it's probably going to be a bounce-back game for Lamar and the boys, and the Broncos might be down early, so I wouldn't expect the run game to be too effective.
Yeah, no, and when they're behind in those games, they use Jaleel McLaughlin some. They use Audric Estime some. So, yeah, Javonte kind of gets game scripted out sometimes, and that's why I really don't like him. Man, he was my start last week, I think, and he just really
he had a massive week before that.
Yeah.
And they used him the entire game. He was just rushing. He looked awesome. And then last week, puts up a
Bo Nix, the Broncos score like 40-something points or something, or 30-something points, and
on Javonte the back had of nothing. Bo Nix. Yeah. All on the back of the Duck Man.
Yeah. So let's see here. Yeah. We got wide receiver sit. Yep. Deontay Johnson.
Dude.
I don't think him getting traded to the Ravens is good for fantasy whatsoever. The only person...
I think it killed his value.
Yeah, it did. The only person that helped is maybe Lamar. Yeah. Maybe Xavier Legette on the Panthers.
I think it helps Zay Flowers out more than it helps Deontay Johnson owners.
Yeah, I mean, with the trade, I figure it happened Tuesday, so he'll probably not play his full allotment of snaps this weekend. We'll still see a lot of Rashad Bateman and stuff. But the Broncos allowed the least amount of fantasy points per game to wide receivers, and the Ravens are still one of the most run-heavy teams in the league. So Deontay Johnson is a void for me, and I don't want him rest of the season. I didn't want him at all this season. I'm glad I don't have him.
Yeah, aside from the fact that, like you said, the Broncos' pass defense is incredible right now, I don't think it helped his value. I think that, if anything, it's going to cut his role. In the Panthers, he was the guy. If Andy Dalton was playing and could get him the rock, that's the only guy he looked to. On the Ravens, it's not going to be that way. He's going to be lucky to get 4 or 5 targets a game. And I just don't see it, man. I think Zay Flowers is still going to be wide receiver 1 over there. Even with Deontay Johnson probably learning the playbook in the coming weeks, it's probably going to be a week-by-week thing. I don't think his value is going to go much higher than it is now.
No. It was a great real football trade. Great.
Oh, yeah. That helps the Ravens out a shit ton. It gives them a solid wide receiver, too. But for fantasy, killed him.
Killed it.
Put him in the dirt.
So that was yours, too.
Yep.
So we'll go to tight end. I had a hard time finding a tight end to sit this week.
Me too, but I found one that I like.
I went through my leagues, and I kind of look at tight ends who people are going to start. That way it's kind of like a legit, like it's not a guy hanging out on the waiver wire or nothing. But Hunter Henry, I am playing against a guy in a league, and he is starting Hunter Henry. And I have 4 tight ends in that league, and I tried trading him the last 2 weeks, a tight end, and he rejected every single trade I sent him and didn't even try. But the Titans allow the 6th lowest fantasy points per game to tight ends, and Hunter Henry really got it going with Drake May at quarterback. He was looking good. But May is most likely going to miss this week with a concussion. So it's not looking pretty for him, Henry.
Yeah, every rookie quarterback needs his tight end blanket, but mine, I also had a super hard time finding a tight end to sit. I'm honestly gonna fade Tucker Kraft this week, mainly because this is only if Jordan Love doesn't play. I think that this one could get out of hand and turn into a punt game, honestly, just because they are playing the Lions, super tough defense. And if Malik Willis is out there trying to get the ball to anybody, it's probably not going to be to Tucker Kraft. He could have a good game if Jordan Love plays, but he is practicing, and they haven't confirmed if he's playing or not. And right now, it's basically Thursday. It's going to be Friday tomorrow. I don't really love Tucker Kraft right now.
Yeah,
Just being completely honest.
I have Tucker Kraft a few places, and I agree, honestly. He's been really hot on touchdowns, and I think that's been inflating his numbers a little bit, making him look much better.
Well, it's like Sam Laporta last year.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just leading the league in tight end touchdowns. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you're going somewhere with that one because without Jordan Love and that connection to Tucker Kraft, Malik Willis isn't a bad quarterback for the team, but it's going to be a much lower offense.
Well, he's not much of a pocket passer. Malik Willis he's a dual threat guy, so he will get the run game going a lot better. Josh Jacobs could benefit a lot from Malik Willis in the backfield. I just don't know if I love any of the pass catchers with Malik Willis starting.
Right.
We'll see what happens. If he's the only tight end you got, throw him in there. Don't go fucking waiver wire hunting for some dog shit. Like, obviously, like if you have somebody else, maybe give him a chance this week. We'll see. Do you want to go ahead and roll into our weekend recap?
Yeah, so I went 10-6. Not a great week. You went 9-7. There was a lot of weird games. Some teams that shouldn't have won. That puts my record at 79-44, and yours at 65-58.
Still over 500.
Still over 500, and we both went Texans, so we both immediately take an L.
We're both 0-1 this week. Pretty tough.
Yep, we should have lied and said we took the Jets, but we ain't like that.
Only an asshole took the Jets, the 2-6 Jets over the 6-2 Texans.
I couldn't believe the Texans.
I guess all that proved though is that the Texans are I guess they're maybe a little overrated. Don't hate us, Texans fans. That's just my opinion.
Well, I mean, when you're down your top 2 pass catchers
and
and
that offensive line is hurt.
terrible. CJ Stroud got sacked 8 times, maybe 9.
30 on the season now. It was
Like,
8 times tonight, 30 on the season.
Son of a bitch. You can't let your quarterback get sacked 8 times and expect to win the game.
Yeah,
no.
I mean, before his offensive line got hurt, his sack numbers weren't that bad. But in the past couple weeks, bro, holy shit. I don't know. Is Laramie Tunsil still out?
No,
I think he
played.
is.
He played. I think
Did
he
play?
played.
Then
Yeah,
then
I think because they
don't know
said
what
something.
the fuck's going on.
They said something about his penalties or something.
Maybe he's just getting old too. I don't know, but it was ugly tonight. We both took Texans money line, so we both lost some coin there. That sucked.
Yeah.
The first half of that game was ugly as fuck. I had Tank Dell first touchdown scorer, and I wasn't sure who scored the first touchdown for 30 minutes of that game. It was just weird.
It looked like Malachi Corley scored, and then he didn't.
Dropped
and then
the football.
Looked like Houston Texans defense scored, and then they didn't.
And they didn't. Yeah, it was Tank Dell brings it down to the 5-yard line, then they put it in Joe Mixon's
Then it was
hand, whatever.
The best odds to score the first touchdown, Joe Mixon.
Yeah, and it was just handed off to Joe Mixon. Whatever, dude. We're moving on. 0-1 on the week.
Yeah,
Let's
fuck
get
that
into
game.
our pick'ems. My first one on the board here is Cowboys Falcons. Who do you got?
I'm going with my boys. I really think it's comeback time. It's time. The Cowboys are going to buckle down. I think Dak's going to have a good game. I think it's going to be another massive CD game. It's time.
I agree that it is now or never for you guys, but I'm taking Kirk Cochains at home.
Yeah.
I'm
The
sorry
Cowboys
about it.
have it's like a 12% chance to make the playoffs or something.
Yeah,
Even though we're
there's a
3 and
way, I
4.
guess,
We're like
now.
3 and 4.
Yeah, you're just a game under 500 right now.
Yeah.
Not bad. Next game up, we got an AFC East matchup between the Dolphins and the Bills.
Give me them Bills. We
Give me
kind
the
of talked
Bills
about it.
there. The Dolphins' offense did look better last week, but give me the Bills, man.
Yeah. Bills are pretty powerful.
Yeah, this one's also going to be probably a pretty bad game. We got Raiders, Bengals. I'm going Bengals.
Yeah, Bengals. The Bengals
Just
have
have
to
to.
win this game.
Yeah, they're going to have to get back in the fight, especially since the Browns are now going to start putting up a fight in that division. I think they still got to play the Browns, twice? I don't think they played yet. They might have. I don't remember it, though.
They have a lot of division games towards the end, I think.
Yeah. Browns, Chargers.
So I am going
Chargers
Chargers.
are favorites on the road.
Yeah, I'm going Chargers.
I think this is going to be a low-scoring game. I'm going to go ahead and go with the Browns. Give me Jameis Winston to stay hot.
I just don't see the Browns winning 2 in a row.
Dude, the Ravens are a way better team than the Chargers, man, and that was
Yeah.
a big win. That was a big win. Next game up, this one is going to be off the multi-view. We got Patriots-Titans. This one isn't even going to sniff my screen.
I think the Patriots will win this game. I really do.
I also think the Patriots win this game, but I don't like Jacoby Brissett. And
I don't
do
either.
like the Titans' offense with Mason Rudolph. It looked better.
It
They
did
were
look
in that
better.
game with the Lions.
They were moving.
for
They were
first
moving the
quarter.
ball, and they were in the game, like you said. They were in the fucking game.
I think it turned whenever I think the Lions got a pick six, absolutely shifted the momentum. The Titans
Yep.
seemed to give up at that point, and they did what all 1-6 teams do. They just rolled over and took it. So
Yep. Calvin Ridley
this one they're
was
going to
having
be
a
in this
massive
game, the
game.
whole time.
Yep.
I think they're going to be in this game the whole time. I'm going to go Patriots. I want to go Titans though. I really do. I might take Titans money line just for fun.
Patriots are plus 140.
Man, we'll see how it goes. I'll see how I feel Sunday morning. Commanders Giants. Commanders hot off a fucking Hail Mary last weekend against the Bears.
Yeah, sorry, but I got Commanders.
Dude, honestly, the thing is the Giants beat the Commanders if they had a kicker last time
They had a
played.
kicker, yep.
But Jaden Daniels has matured tenfold, it seems, since that Week 3 matchup. Go ahead and give me the Giants still, just because we were moving the ball great against a way better defense than the Steelers. And it's our defense really kind of let us down. So The best defensive pass rush, the worst secondary in the league. It's so bad.
I really think if Tyrone Tracy plays, you have a better chance of winning than if he doesn't.
Dude, Tyrone Tracy is so good, man.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit. So good. Everyone's like, you can't pay a running back. You should have kept Saquon. Dude, Tyrone Tracy just rushed for like 150 against the Steelers. Shut up.
Yeah.
Like, just stop talking, dude. Saints, Panthers. Taking the Saints.
Yeah, Saints supposed to have Derek Carr back. Give me the Saints.
Yeah, give me the Saints. If Derek Carr is back, I do like the -7 spread. If he's not back, Panthers +7 is a lock. Broncos, Ravens. I might sprinkle a little on Broncos money line here, but I'm taking Ravens.
Yeah, Ravens for sure for me.
I might sprinkle a little. I don't know. We'll see. Jaguars, Eagles. We talked about this one a little bit.
Eagles are going
to win this one. Yeah, the Eagles seem to be pretty fired up. 2 big wins the past 2 weeks.
Yeah, they're going to have a momentum swing here and just keep going.
Yeah, and they got it going now. Bears, Cardinals. Bears lost a tough one last week, and now they are underdogs to the Cardinals on the road.
I like this Cardinals team. They've got the passing game going, and they've gutted out a couple tough wins. Like, I'm going Cardinals.
Yeah. I'm going to go Bears. They lost it to a much better team last week on a Hail Mary. I'm still going Bears. I think Bears get this one done. Lions, Packers. Next game up here.
I want to see the Packers win. I do, but I think the Lions will still pull it off, especially if Jordan Love's not in.
Yeah, if Jordan Love plays, I think Packers money line could be a sprinkle, but Detroit -2.5 is super juicy. But I think the Packers are fairly good against the Lions in Lambeau. I don't know what the all-time record is, but the Packers in Lambeau is a different beast, man. Rams, Seahawks, a little NFC West showdown.
I'm going Rams.
I think I'm going to go Rams too, man. Rams are 1-point favorites on the road, but I could see the Seahawks win this one.
Did you see that Puka left practice today with a knee injury?
I did not.
Yeah,
they said it's nothing serious. He was the driving factor, man.
Yeah, they said it's nothing serious, but we'll see.
Well, we will see. I mean, is DK Metcalf still out?
He didn't practice today.
Yeah, I don't think he's playing this week. Go and give me the Rams.
I need him to.
Yeah, dude. Sunday night football. I think this is a pretty free spread. Colts, Vikings. The Vikings are 5.5-point favorites at home. I kind of love that. It might be a trap, but I kind of love it.
Vikings.
I'm going to go with the Vikings, yeah. Joe Flacco might get that Colts team rolling. I don't think they'll hang with the Vikings, though. This one I'm actually super excited for. You know who I'm taking. We got Bucks Chiefs. Chiefs are 9-point favorites at home. Give me the Bucks +9.
Okay, I was like, so do you think the Bucks are going to win this game?
Yeah, I do.
Really?
Bucky Irving's going to run for 200 yards.
No, he's not. Bucky Irving is going to not be good.
Bucky Irving's going to run for 3 touchdowns.
Bucky Irving was this close to being my sit. He was.
Yeah, he had a bad week last week, but
well, no,
he's going to get it done.
The Chiefs are like the #1 team against running backs.
That's fine.
They don't let anybody run on them.
I want to see the Buccaneers win this game.
I want to see I want to see the Chiefs lose the rest of the fucking games in the league or in the season.
Me too.
But the Buccaneers, the Chiefs are getting everyone as they're hurt. They're getting the Bucs without their top 2 wide receivers. They got the Niners. They played the Niners last week? Yeah.
No, the Chiefs. You guys played the Niners last week. The Chiefs played the Raiders.
No, the Chiefs get Niners next week, I think.
Oh, next week. I thought you were saying last week.
Well, no, I was, but yeah, I changed.
Oh. Yeah. I think Christian McCaffrey comes back next week, so that would be exciting.
I hope so. I'm getting tired of watching Jordan Mason go out there and get hurt and screw up all kinds of parlays and shit.
Yeah, I left him out of all of them. I don't even touch it anymore. -250 for a touchdown. No thanks, dude. So, yeah, guys, that has been the week. If you made it this far, make sure to drop us a like. If you want to check out our other socials, the other content we make, hit the link in our bio and description, and we will see you guys next week.
Peace.